Alright, it is now day 7. I'm starting to lose track a little bit. The campsite was really nice. I could have used a picnic table. That would have been helpful. But it did have all the other amenities, and most importantly, it had no mosquitoes. So that was really nice. I don't know exactly where I'm going today. I mean, I know which direction I'm going. I just don't know how far I'm going. Theoretically, I had this planned for 9 days, and I could finish in 8 if I wanted to. That's just 2 medium long days. I think I'm at mile marker 75. So, you know, doing 75 miles in 2 days, not that crazy. We could do, you know, 37.5 miles each day and I'm done, or a 40 and a 30.5, or a 35 or whatever. You know how, you know what it is, you know math. Anyway, first thing I'm gonna do this morning is stop into Shepherdstown, which is a college town, and I'm going to see about getting a cup of coffee and maybe a nice pastry or something, because I think I'm deserving. And then I'm going to try to figure out what I'm doing for these next 2 days. So here's the problem, because I planned this for 9 days out. I actually, on Friday, today's Wednesday, on Friday I have 2 ways of getting home. My son could come pick me up, or I could take the train, because I've already purchased a ticket for the train. But if I come in on Thursday, I can't change my ticket, and my son's not off on Thursday, so I'm kind of hosed unless I can find someone else to come pick me up in DC on Thursday. So that's what I'm gonna work on this morning, is see if that's a possibility, put it out into Facebook, see if any of my friends are available. Unfortunately, it's a Thursday, you know, so not a lot of people who aren't working, but I'll throw it out there and see what happens. All right, now it's coffee and donut time. So when you come up the path and by Shepherdstown, you have to take a left. Morning. So it says take a left and follow the path. I'm not sure which way. Well, that looks like a dead end, so maybe up this direction, because this bridge I'm going under right now, I think we have to go over top of that into Shepherdstown. So supposedly there's a ramp. Oh, I guess I could have come right over here. So actually, when you come across the canal and come up, don't go to the road, look left. There's actually a trail. There was a truck parked on it because they're resurfacing, that's why I didn't see it, but it leads to this path, which goes back and forth and up and down and gets you to the bridge, and that's where you'll want to go. So switchbacks and whatnots. Hey, I'm back on the trail after having made a little side trip into Shepherdstown. I went to the Rainbow Cafe, which is a nice little place. Good coffee, and good cinnamon rolls, and a nice place to just kind of chill out. They have charging stations at every table, so if you need to rejuice, you certainly have that available to you. So now I'm just kind of pushing on here. Good morning. Mile marker 69.3. I have come to the Antietam Creek. I'm not sure exactly if this is well, it's a campsite and a large picnic area. There's lots of picnic tables. It looks like actually a large campsite. You can see down this way. It's right off the river. Lots of picnic tables. I don't know. We are right near the Antietam Creek Aqueduct, and Oh, go away, bug. There's a little bit of mist in the air this morning, so when I stop I actually get hot and my glasses fog up. But trying to see if we're at 69. Harpers Ferry is in about 5 miles maybe. Well, let's just take a slow cruise down through here and see what they have to offer here. So it looks like there's, I don't think those are hookups, but there's maybe camping, designated camping spots here. There's little signs like that's 19, 18, 17. I didn't see any information about registering, but there are numerous campsites here. It's actually really large, and there is a water pump up here. So wow, this is a really nice camp spot. If you're pushing through and you need a place to stop, I'm going to recommend this. Although, just a word of caution, no handle on the well pump, so you will not have a working water pump. Kind of odd how you get down to this end of the trail and there's more water pumps with no handles. So anyway, it looks like there's maybe 20 camping spots here. They're all divided out into equal little spaces, and yeah, really nice place. There's also it's like parking across a little bridge over here which you could park. That's a welcome station over there. Anyway, nice little place. There is a restroom. I'm going to take advantage of that real quick, get rid of a little coffee, and then we will press on. Another note about this campsite is that they do have handicap accessible restrooms here, and they also have some mosquitoes here. So not a mosquito free zone, at least where I just stopped. Now I have some bug repellent on, so they weren't bothering me too bad, but they were around. And out of the woods, and looks like there is a boat ramp here, and Harpers Ferry is about 4 miles in that direction. A lot more hikers and such. There's a parking lot over here, and so people are accessing the trail from the parking lot. So yeah, a lot more hikers at this time of day. But anyway, just gotta keep pushing forward. About, like I said, about 4 miles to Harpers Ferry, and maybe a couple of miles to Huckleberry Hill, which is the campsite I was supposed to be staying at tonight, which I may still be. Okay, so this was my intended stop for the night on my original itinerary. This is Huckleberry Hill. Don't really notice it. Well, there's a hill over there to the left, I guess. But pretty much like all the others, it does have a handle on the pump, which is nice. Restroom and picnic table way down there. Looks like this campsite could accommodate 2 or 3 different groups if needed. If you'll notice, the next campsite here, Bald Eagle, is 12.8 miles, and that's what presents my problem. I mean, that's really pushing me down, because I'm at mile marker 62, I think, right now, or something along those lines. So that'd be like 50 something. And anyway, I'm gonna ride down to Harpers Ferry. It's Harpers Ferry is just down another mile or 2, and I'm just gonna take a peek there. Heck, I might just ride back here and camp here for the night and just kind of pick up my itinerary. I haven't come up with any other options. I'll check my phone when I get there and see if anybody wanted to come pick me up. I kind of put the word out, but I haven't heard back. So if that's the case, then I will go ahead and just maybe come back here. So I've made it to Harpers Ferry, but here's the problem with Harpers Ferry. If you are following the C&O Canal trail, which is right here, and it goes on down this way, there is the train tunnel right there. You can see where it says Harpers Ferry 1931, and way up there's a trail that actually takes you up to that. It's called Maryland Heights, but that's not the problem. So here's the problem, and I'll show it to you. If you look, there's a walkway on this bridge that goes to Harpers Ferry, which is on the other side of the river. Problem is, there is no way to take a bike up here. I mean, you can, but you're having to lift your bike and go upstairs and around a spiral staircase, and yeah, it's if your bike weighs anything at all, you're pretty much hosed. So as you can see, a lot of people, and there looks like there's a lot of people who are bike trekking, just leave their bikes here and lock them up, and you know, it's kind of like the honor system. Just leave your stuff and hope nobody messes with it, and then walk across to Harpers Ferry. I'm gonna do that, grab some lunch, and then maybe plot out. I might have an option for tonight. I might go down to Brunswick. I've got to go make a phone call, so I got to take all the gear off of here that I don't want stolen, and then lock my bike up so that it's protected as much as possible. My gear's still gonna be out here, but you can see there's a lot of people with their gear hanging on their bikes. So I'm not really covered either, but there's not really any covered parking here, so this is about as good as it gets. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock up and head across the bridge. Okay, I've been to Harpers Ferry numerous times, and it's really beautiful, so we gotta give you a little tour of what it looks like, at least coming across the river. First we gotta get up the stairs before we go down the long walkway across the bridge, which is a railroad bridge. All right, made it up to the top, and we're going to push our way across. So what you're looking at here is basically the confluence of the Potomac River on one side meeting up with the Shenandoah River on this side. As they flow down, it just is the Potomac. But that's the Shenandoah coming in and the Potomac coming in. So Harpers Ferry is basically the point where they meet and become one river. Very historical town. There's a lot of Civil War history around this town. Another interesting fact about the town of Harpers Ferry is that it is home to the Appalachian Trail main office, and the Appalachian Trail actually does come right through Harpers Ferry. So depending on what time of year it is, you might actually see through hikers that are going from Georgia to Maine. I doubt, being is that it's October, that you would see any through hikers here, because most of them plan to have their hikes done by October, because when you get up at the high elevations in October in Maine, it could be ferociously cold and windy and other such bad weather. So usually you'll see through hikers, I want to say in this area between July and August probably. But anyway, this is just the prettiest little town. See the view from the other side of the bridge, and lots of people go over there. I'm not sure why. I guess maybe to walk on the C&O Canal for a little bit. I would not think that this would be a good day for the Maryland Heights Trail, just because, as you can see, although I do see a couple people up there, it's just a very low hanging foggy day here, and not a great day for sightseeing. But anyway, I'm going to go up into the town a little bit. The town is very picturesque. All right, so here's the town. Kind of maintains its Civil War facades and everything else. And yeah, I believe there was an armory here, and there was a fight over there. It's been a while since I've studied my Harpers Ferry Civil War history, but it's worth reading. Definitely the town's worth coming to. So really pretty little streets, old town buildings. This is kind of like the main old town front here, and restaurants and other such things up in this area, some ice cream shops. So worth a stop. There are some hotels around here, and some bed and breakfast, so if you want to make this a stop, you certainly can. Like I said, the problem is getting your bike across. You'll either have to take your bike across by going up and around those stairs, which is hateful, or you'll have to leave it on the other side and just hope that it survives. Okay, I just left Harpers Ferry and I'm headed down river, and I made a phone call to the Brunswick family campground, and since it is misting out here, it's kind of gross and not like I want to set up a campsite or anything. So I mean, I could, but they have cabins, and I thought, you know what, since I'm ahead of schedule, this is gonna put me, stopping at Brunswick puts me about 50 miles from DC. That gives me 2 easy days to get there, 2 short days, but anyway, so I'm going to just take an early day today. I've got a nice short, like, I don't know, 5 miles to go to get to the Brunswick family campground. It's a mixed camping thing. It is not part of the Park Service, but it's basically same situation between the C&O and the Potomac. So they do have like campers and tent camping, but they also have cabins. I actually rented a cabin, has electricity, has beds. So I'm gonna sleep in a bed, charge up my stuff, and just basically take a nice relaxing day today. Okay, at mile marker 55, there's a sign right there for Brunswick Campground, which is where I'm going. I think it's about another mile to go. Point of Rocks is about 7 miles that direction, and right here is the town of Brunswick. So if you wanted to, there's food and lodging and groceries and other such things that you could stop there and resupply and do all those good things too. I'm gonna go ahead and push through and get to my campsite, and then yeah, I'm gonna chill. This little section of road is by far the most bumpy part of the C&O Canal trail that I've been on. The trail actually continues up ahead, and this is the Brunswick family campground. I don't expect that it's gonna be very busy right now, but I've already paid for my room and whatnot. Check in at store after 6 p.m. So there's a store here. It's kind of interesting. I don't know where the store is, but this is just kind of pulling around here so you can see. Looks like they rent bicycles, I think, and they rent canoes and such. So there are some people here. I'm gonna ride around, and oh look, there's the store over there. I'll go ahead and head down to the store, and we'll see if we can locate our cabin and just get this this little respite underway here. So this is the little cabin that I rented. You can see there's campers next to me, but that's okay. This is the Potomac Cabin, and this one is special because it is right here on the river. So that's right out the front door, little river view of the Potomac. Picnic table out front, a couple of chairs out in the front here. Take you inside and show you real quick what it looks like. This table right here, and the seats actually fold up into the walls. This bed right here, same thing, it folds up into the walls, so you can see over here are 2 more beds that are folded up. I don't need those, so I just left them the way they are, but there's ladders on each side if you're going to use the top bunk. I'm just using the bottom bunk. There is AC, and there is an air conditioning unit, and I don't know what else you'd need, but I'm a pretty happy camper. All right, good morning on day 8. I made a late push out today. Really nice night in the cabin there on the Potomac. I really enjoyed that. If you're coming from DC and maybe you want to do a long first day push of like 50 miles, I can't recommend that those cabins more. I mean, midweek, $81, not too bad for all that you get. So really nice option there. If you're coming the other way and you're gonna want to maybe plan 50 miles or so, probably nobody does short miles like I do. and not very many people, but really nice spot. So very friendly people, a really good place. But anyway, late start checking out of there, headed down the path. Short day today as well, only like 25 miles to my next and final spot for camping. And along the way I'm going to check out Point of Rocks, and then maybe about, I think it's a little more than halfway on the today's journey is White's Ferry, which is a famous ferry going from Virginia to Maryland or vice versa. And I'm not sure if the ferry's running. It had been closed for quite a while, just COVID-y stuff. It may be running again, but there's a store there and they serve food and restaurant kind of stuff. So I'll probably stop there, have a good lunch, and then finish up heading to my final campsite for the day. So I'll check back in at Point of Rocks. All right, I don't know which mile marker this is, but this is the Bald Eagle campsite. This actually is a nice looking place right here. It's set down low and close to the Potomac. See this little trail going down there. Some of these are kind of hard to get your bike down to. There was a little path down this way before you get to it to take your bike down in there. But you've got your fire pit, picnic table. This one actually has a grill, which is different than some of the other ones. A water pump that I cannot see a handle on, so it may not be functional. And then obviously the porta-john. The next, according to the sign, the next one is Calico Rocks, which is 2.7 miles ahead. And I'll stop and point that one out when we get there. On further inspection, there is a handle, so this is a working pump at this particular campsite, and that's always good news. I have heard that these things get shut down in November. I'm not sure, and probably the best source for that would be look at the National Parks website for the C&O Canal, and you will probably find information there on the availability of water, at least if they shut it off or not. I haven't seen that information, and the information they give on operating and non-operating pumps is not exactly accurate all the time. So, but it is a good place to start your search. This is the Point of Rocks boat ramp area. And it's really kind of boring. I think there's a Point of Rocks lookout that is located like somewhere up on a high vantage point, but not really anything you can see from here. So there is a bathroom here, and there is, like I said, a boat ramp for anybody who wants to put their boat, canoe, whatever in the water. I think this is actually a takeout point from the place where I was last night, where they rent canoes and rafts and such. They will actually do a pickup from this boat ramp here. So you basically canoe or kayak down, and then they drive down and pick you up at this boat ramp location. That's the Point of Rocks, is the Calico Rocks campground, and pretty much same story. I see a picnic table, a grill, a fire pit, a water pump with a handle, a toilet, and bags. So this looks like a pretty good one, although I will say that it looks a little overgrown in some areas. Although maybe if I was camping here, I'd be down by the picnic table. It's pretty overgrown in this area over here. Next stop is Indian Flats, which is 5.3 miles. If you wanted to go past this one and find another one, the next one would be Indian Flats. Just arrived at the Indian Flats hiker biker campsite, and much like all the others, pretty much all the same things. There's a water pump back there, toilet. I didn't see, oh, probably back over here. Yeah, I didn't see, oh, down below, there it is. So if you look down below there, you'll see a picnic table closer to the river and the fire pit down there. Not a bad little spot. Kind of quiet here, right on the river. The next spot, according to the sign here, is Marble Quarry, which is 4.4 miles down the road. So we'll pass that last campsite. We're coming across a, I think this was at one point an aqueduct, because the canal would travel across the river. But since there's no water in the aqueduct, I'm going to call it a viaduct, which means that it's for travel across by people. A little bumpy up top here. Anyway, if you want a smooth path, you could go down into the canal path, which is right here, and it's pretty smooth running all the way through. But there you can see the river that way, and we'll come across, and there's a really nice view looking up the river that direction. I'm not sure what's over here. Looks like there's maybe a little info booth or something over there, but anyway, this is a really neat little spot going across. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my little ride over here. A little bumpy on the top path, so if you do come up here, just be careful. You don't want to catch a wheel hub or something, or your tire in one of these rock areas. So you might choose to go to the lower one, but then it's hard to see the river from the lower one. So I think the high path is definitely worth it. I see horse manure on the canal path, so apparently there are people who have their horses down here. All right, and well, this way it's kind of interesting. The little information signs are removed. I think the canal goes forward, and it looks like there is parking over to the left. You'll see on the path here, it splits off to the left, and there looks to be parking over there. All right, and here we are at the Marble Quarry hiker-biker campsite. I just used the water pump to refill my water bottles, because even though I got water at the cabin, it was out of a hose and it tasted like hose water. It wasn't great, so now I filtered my water out of the pump, and it's not too bad. So anyway, this is a nice little camp spot, typical of what you find at the others. A little bit further back from the Potomac. This one's not right on the river. Out of the woods, just past mile marker 36, and I believe from the smells in the air that I am right here by White's Ferry. And here we are. So you take a little right here on the road, and you see a big old sign that says welcome to historic White's Ferry. So I'm gonna grab some food, relax, see what's going on over here, and yeah, waste a little time. There's the ferry right there. I don't know if there's another one running, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, I am leaving White's Ferry, which is just down the road to my right, and heading back onto the trail and down towards my last campsite for the night. All right, so onward. White's Ferry is a nice little stop. The ferry does not run right now due to a dispute between landowners on each side. I guess the Virginia side and the Maryland side, that actually the owners on the Maryland side operate the ferry, from what I understand. And anyway, there is a dispute that has been going on for a while, and I think it is going to turn to the Loudoun County government and Montgomery County governments getting involved to get the ferry to become operational again, because it is a major way across from Virginia to Maryland and vice versa without having to go numerous miles downstream or upstream to find a bridge. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see if that gets worked out. But in the meantime, their little shop there had a really good grilled chicken sandwich, and lots of picnic tables and stuff to hang out and eat by the river. So that was a very nice stop, and yeah, a good place to fuel up and get back down the trail. Okay, not far from the ferry, White's Ferry, is the Turtle Run hiker-biker campsite. Pretty standard as it goes, except for there's a large fly here who thinks I'm carrying his lunch, so I'm not going to hang around. But just to give you a little peek, this was Turtle Run hiker-biker campsite, and it looks as though it has a functioning water pump as well. We are at the Chisel branch hiker biker campsite. This one's let's see, kind of the same as all the others. Looks pretty nice. There's some hikers here right now, so I'm not going to hang around too long. I'm just going to move on, but just want to stop and give a quick peek. And it looks like they're set up to do a bit of heavy duty hiking, so good for them. All right, here I am at Horsepin Branch. This is my campsite for the night, and if you notice, there's really, I think there's another campsite further down, but on the signpost here, you'll notice there is nothing looking further down trail towards DC. So I think there is something else down there, but it's not on the official sign here. This is mile marker 26, I believe, and or maybe 25. Something. I think actually mile marker 25 is just about 50 yards ahead of me there, and that's going to be the official end of my trail, those last 25. But just due to transportation issues, I wanted to go ahead and park the bike for the night and just let's see if I can put it right here on a tree for a moment. There we go. All right, so I've got my little official spot here. Little picnic table, little trenchy thing here. I'll have to find a spot where I want to set my tent, which might just be here next to the table on this little dirt spot here. It's pretty dry. The river is right down here below, and this is funny. So this old tree stump was actually used as a fire pit at one point in time. So yeah, I guess it served its purpose. And anyway, there is a barbecue over there and other such things. I'm not going to be doing that though. I'm just hanging out here. Today was really nice. Weather was beautiful, and no rain, and the humidity was a little lower. Temperature was pretty nice. So far I'm standing here and haven't been inundated with bugs, so I'm digging that. And I filled my water bottles with actual bottled water from the store back at White's Ferry, because I just the water that I got in the past 2 times was nasty, so I actually bought bottled water and filled them up. So I've got good water for the night. I've got some food in my pack for dinner. I've got lots of snack bars and stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit here, hang out, and enjoy the rest of my evening. All right, good morning from the end of the trail here. Well, not the end, but close to the end. I'm on my way. Left camp this morning. I got to camp with some really nice guys last night. First time I actually had anybody in a campsite with me, like one of the hiker biker campsites anyway. But I saw this little spot right here, and this is just, you know, kind of above Great Falls area, so it's starting to get a little rocky and such here, but it's really pretty. The mist is kind of fading, and Virginia is over that way somewhere. But anyway, stopped and got a little drink of water, and we are going to hop back on the bike and get moving down the trail. All right, so we're coming up into the Great Falls area here, and this is what is this? This is Great Falls Cavern over here to the left, and I think the Welcome Center is up here a little further. One of the little canal boats over here, kind of cool. I don't know where you would go in there because there's nowhere to go except maybe to climb on board and take a look. On your left? So the biggest problem, it gets more crowded down here towards the park because it's Friday and it's a beautiful day. But the big problem is you've got people who walk around with earphones in, and so you try to tell them you're on your left or on your right, but they can't hear you. So you have to really be careful because it's easy to startle people coming up on from behind. But like I said, this is a very popular park, and one of the most popular in the country in terms of the National Park Service. Oh, I'll tell you what, Great Falls Overlook. We'll come down here and take a peek real quick. I think. How far over is that? Oh, that's really far. I'm gonna skip it because I've seen it. I've seen it. Don't need to go that way. If it was really close, I would go, but it's kind of far. So I rode up the path a little bit further, and I found this really nice little kind of a horseshoe bend. It's kind of an offshoot from the main river flow. It comes around this way and goes back that way, back towards the main flow. So you can see the main flow kind of way down here is the main river flow. This is a little side chute, so when the waters get high, it kind of diverts to this area. But just gorgeous. What a beautiful day. Couldn't have planned my finish any better. So the funny thing about Great Falls Park is I've lived here for, I don't know, decades, and I've never been to this side of the park. Because I live in Virginia, the park actually is on both sides of the river, in Virginia and in Maryland. So this is the Maryland side, and I've never actually been here before. Okay, hang on. Tricky parts here. There we go. I wanted to get by before those people were coming up. So this is getting more towards the more populated part of the park. I think the visitor center's down here. Although I don't know if it's open right now, but it's down in this area of the park over here. A couple of walkways. Morning. Oh, snake right there. That's nice. Didn't see that. He was out there sunning himself. I almost ran over him. Good morning. Okay, 375 miles, and that's only the second snake I've seen the entire trip. It's kind of funny that it's almost when I get home that I see the snake. Just past mile marker 5, and it's a little warm this morning, a little warmer than it's been any of the days so far. And yeah, I think good morning. I think just because I'm nearing the end, I'm kind of pushing a little harder than I normally do, and I'm feeling it a little bit out here. And as I'm pedaling on, I'm seeing a guy in the canal in a canoe or a kayak. Tell you what, I wouldn't want to be in that water. I'm thinking, I've been looking at that water for almost 180 miles, and there wasn't one bit that I thought looked good enough to be in a boat. But this doesn't look so bad, I guess. So at about, I don't know, mile marker 4, something along there, you'll see there's a path over here to my right. A lot of people riding that path. That's the Capitol Crescent Trail, which kind of parallels the C&O. If you want to stay true to the C&O though, you're up here on the gravel, not on the paved path. I mean, I could be down there. It does split off from it a little bit, and then you're actually on a narrow strip of land, so it doesn't stray too far away. But I'm just going to stay up here and push forward. I do, however, miss riding through the trees right now because that sun is very hot. And you can tell you're getting, really close to the city because you got air traffic noise from National Airport and traffic noise from all the highways and byways. So the serenity of the trail is now gone. I just passed mile marker 3, so getting really close. But anyway, yeah, just watch yourself if you're going to take that Capitol Crescent Trail. make sure that you're able to divert back over to the C&O so that you can finish out the trail going through Georgetown. All right, under 2 miles to go, and I think coming around the corner here, I don't know if you can see them or not, probably not yet. I think once we come around the bend up here, we'll be approaching Georgetown, and the towpath goes right along the edge. It skirts the edge of Georgetown. I believe that's the GW Parkway to our left. I think the Crescent Trail still runs down there to the right. There's some stairs there going down to that. But I can just see the tip of a building up here on the left. So we are just about there. Basically, officially entering into Georgetown over here. So if I can stop here for just a moment, over this way is Roslyn on the other side of the Potomac. I believe this is the Key Bridge. I'm not really good at these things. And we're gonna go underneath and then keep following to that 0 mark. And it's gotta be up here about a mile away, I would think, by now. So I'm looking for the 1 mile mark, which should be up here in just a moment. And so I believe to stay on the C&O Canal towpath, you need to go up this way, and then you gotta go up this ramp, which I'm not gonna ride up. Ugh. I'll walk up the ramp and then zigzag down to the other side. There may be another one of these over there, but I know this one's here. And you can see down below, to the left of the canal, is a path. That would be the towpath. All right, so we're gonna come up here, and we're gonna roll back around this way. It doesn't really tell you this. You kind of have to figure it out. But I have researched a little bit, so. All right, towpath continues on the other side of the bridge. Yeah, so this is the towpath here. So if you want to go from the direction we just came, you'd cross over. But if you want to be towpathing, you gotta be over on this side. All right. And it's really skinny, so I hope there's nobody walking on here. That would not be fun. I don't know where the 1 mile mark is. So anyway, let's try to knock this little section out here as we scoot through Georgetown. The crazy thing is the towpath actually runs out, and you kind of have to skirt through a little bit of town to get back to the waterfront to find the 0 mark. Oh goody, there's people over here, so I'm gonna have to slow down and maybe just let them walk by me. There's really not that wide of a path up here. All right, I'm gonna slow down and let them come by right here by the walk. Okay, a little bit of an uphill here. Make sure I get the right gear going here before I reach it. I think it still continues across the other side of the road over there. Let's see if I can get up here. Oh, my poor legs, not happy. All right. Across the road we go, back to the towpath, which this part is paved, pavers. Morning. All right, so we're almost at the end of this part. see here where we need to go. I think we can continue across the street. Yeah, a little bit more towpath here. Pushing through. Towpath runs off to the right hand side there, so I'm not sure exactly how far down we go. It says 300 feet. I have to take a right hand turn on the Rock Creek Trail. And I think this is it. So I have to take a right hand turn here and I follow this. We have to go back to the river now. And then, not sure exactly which way we go here. I think I follow this way, maybe this way. I think it's this way. It says I go on service road up here, so I'm going to come down here, and there's people camped here. I think this is the boathouse parking lot right here that I want. Yes, we're here. I know where we are now. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to hang a right. The boathouse is down here to the right. Rock Creek Park Thompson Boat Center. That's where we're going. That is our destination. All right. So we are going to follow this little service road right down here. It comes down to the boathouse. You gotta come around by the boats. It's really weird. You just do. All the way around behind the building. Trust me, it's here. Back behind the little wooden thing here. Follow the little gravel trail. Sweet mercy. Oh, 384 miles to get to that. Oh, yeah.